Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another stream. Let me quickly do one thing. Again, I am prepared as always. Not to take that there. I need to copy something for tomorrow. Alright, but that's about it. While that copies, we can keep on working. Let me quickly. Alright, so that's that. Let's see. Yesterday we started doing like this ECS thing, with a new, well, with the cleaned up version of the component system. And I think I want to continue and finish that today. And it's actually already working yesterday. We had like an issue with the tuple creation, but in hindsight that was simpler than I thought, because we just needed to, or is it entity component system? I just needed to change this from std tie to std tuple. And that fixed it, that we take whatever comes as reference, whatever comes as copy, we take as copy. But with that we are not really done. What I think I want to do is not really have that. But we have here I mean, the problem is we already have an execution context, right? But it's fine, I think. And in here we will put our entity registry. As well as basically well, a function to get dependencies, right? Or do we do it? Maybe we don't need that for now. No, I think, let me think. No, I think it makes sense to have that. So basically we have that, and then we have most likely how do I want to do that actually? That's actually not so simple, because I'm thinking how I can give it like different dependencies here. But it's probably not that easy. Because I don't think I can have I don't think I can have a thing here that registers it. Entity component system argument. Does that work? No, right? Alright, I mean, doesn't really matter for now, because we got it working more or less, but let me think how I would want this to work. Because somehow I would want to be able to get, for example, the graphic system as a reference, or the frame context as a reference. That doesn't really work. Unless I get somehow the pointer to it, or like, yeah, a reference to it. But then the question is, how can I do that? Um, so I'm not sure actually what's the best way to do that. But let's see, let's first build and test it again. Which anyways takes way too long. Yeah, so the thing is, well, we don't have the system for the we don't have the system for the volume, but besides that it works, right? I think we can actually easily add the system for the volume again, because I don't think it has anything specific that makes it hard. Is it not? Ah. The thing is, that should be fairly straight. Okay, maybe not that straightforward, never mind. Or... ah, yeah, that's not that straightforward, because here we already need the API, right? Unless we find a different way how to do that. And then here we need the scene. Or we don't need the scene, we need the frame context. Because that one is our query. Which is fine. And then here as well our query is... our query is basically for everything that has a volume and a transform component, right? Probably. I mean, we can have two queries even. Or we could always split the system, that would be the other way, right? Although that might be a bit harder to do. I mean, the thing is, getting the word is kinda easy. So I do think we might be able to do that, right? Because in that case, we would keep our reference. And then here, if we're not that, we could return that. So basically is base of, or is same. Then we do that. And we just return a T like that. Whatever that might be. And then let's do the volume component for now. The systems, we actually don't do that. Or again. Yeah, stop it. Okay. That still worked, okay. And now, if we go, for example, for our free camera system, can I have the entity registry here? That should work, right? The hell? Oh, well. Oops. It's because we have this shitty thing here that we have it here as well defined, right? We don't want to have that actually, but... we might actually want to have a reference here, right? Awesome, so that actually works. That's perfect. So the question is, does it work? Probably it doesn't work now if I do that, right? So this will probably fail again because we're not removing the const. Yeah. Exactly. So what I would probably want to do is either this or this. And then that should cover both of these cases now. Although probably I would want to have it only const, to be honest. Don't think we want to have a non-const registry that you can do stuff with. So maybe I will kick that out and we just allow that. And then another thing I wanted to do is, where do we define that actually? Maybe in Onyx types, but it would be kind of unique that we have a type here. Let me think. I mean, maybe. I think that would make the most sense, or in game core. But I would want to, well, let's dial back again. How can we do this in a more generic way? So the thing is, this can be let's see if we can have that. So this is basically just a base class, right? That's how you write dependent. Not quite. Or let dependent. Whatever. Let's just make a virtual here. And that's that. Now we have a class. All right. So we have that. And then it doesn't really matter. We could use our type ID. We don't need to in this case because we are a runtime thing anyways, right? And then what we can do is we have a list here of basically U32s to that one. Function arg factory. Which can be static. Then in here what we do is Onyx U32 type ID as type hash of U, and then we return our M function arguments. Hey GD Bobby, not entirely, I mean almost. Give me a second. Can I run the last build here somehow? Probably it somehow works, right? But give me a second and it runs again. I probably... I mean, actually we can probably make it work here, like that. I think that should still work. So basically it works. The plan is to move it to the GPU now, but I want to quickly do that side intermission with the systems because it will clean up the code a little bit in some places. And it was anyways already on the to-do list. Oh well, I forgot that we don't have the system for the volumetric stuff. But yeah, it was more or less working. We didn't have adaptive resolution for the octree yet, but I don't think that's too big of an issue or too hard to do, and we probably will add that on the GPU implementation. Let's actually call that S because it's static. And then we get that at our type ID. Then what we do is cast that to a const dependent function arg EU. I mean, probably we can just do that, right? Because we need to be able to cast that anyways. Oh wait, yeah, that needs to be a pointer, right? And probably we do something like that. Or do we store a pointer in here? Let me think. We might store a pointer in here, why not? Doesn't really matter, I think. Or does it? No, I don't think it does matter, actually. Is my copying done? Looks like it. But I will do the disconnect of the thing later. Okay, so we get that. Here we do not that, we actually dereference it. Now we do a const. Thing like that. And then we have this one, and we can just do function arg get. And that should do the trick. Maybe we don't even need to have an instance here. Hold on, do we need an instance? Because probably an... Nah, whatever. That should be able to do the trick. Then the question is, can we do that, right? Then we have the virtual get, which basically... I mean, probably doesn't even need to be virtual in that sense, then. But we need a registry here. Which we probably want to have here as struct. ECS execution context. And we probably have the entity registry here. I can have that. Which I'm not sure if we need actually. Can we store the view? Maybe not, maybe that's not so easy to do. Let's leave the registry, it's fine. Alright. And then we apply that. Now we have another dependent function or where we have the entity registry. Basically just returns that one, right? As a const reference. And I'm wondering, hold on, maybe? Shouldn't this be enough? And then instead of doing that, can't I do that and that's enough? And I don't need to register anything? That might actually work, right? What? Why is it? What? Why is that? Why can you not override that? Why is that implicitly deleted? I'm confused. Oh, where maybe it needs to be that. Maybe that was the problem, that it was private. Probably right. Let's see how far we get with that. Okay, that actually works. Oh, that's pretty nice, because I think what that allows me to do is quite a lot actually. Because what that it's basically this, right? And then here we can have a U64 delta time. And if STD is same, basically we do that for now. We could as well do it on a dependent function thing. Maybe we do that actually. But it's fine, right? We can do that. For the delta time, it's fine to do that. Because what that allows us to do back here again is it this system or the other one? No, it's this one, right? Yeah. Instead of that, we can have the delta time here. And then this one, where do we run that? God damn it, game core probably. Yeah. So the thing is, this is our single threaded, not the best, but for now it's good enough. We might think of multi-threading that later down the line. Is that not how it should be? Maybe. Yeah. And I wanted to add a type for the delta time, I think. Because I think it makes sense to have a custom type for that. Like it's single overhead, right? Zero overhead, but just have a type name for it. Okay, so that works. The thing is, now what we can do is... Do we do that in game core or do we do that? Probably right, because I don't think we can do it in graphics API. But here, that one, it inherits that one, yeah. So I mean, basically what we can do is... where is it? Here, right? Actually, we can move that. Which is maybe nice. Do we need that? Maybe, I'm not sure. Actually, we might not need that. Or let's leave it for now. Just to keep things a little bit simpler for now. So what we can have is here. Or actually it can be in, can it be in here? No, right? It has to be in game core. Something like that. Do we want to have it const or not? So how would we want to init that? probably that one we want to move. And then here, do something like that. Huh? Oh. Maybe that works. Volume component. That's the question, right? If that works or not. Let's find out. So we have a system, we don't need any of that. Entity query is entity query where we take in a volume source component. Volume source entities query. Volume component query. Volume entities. And that one basically is this. And I think we should be able to have two. And then we have the graphics API here. Okay. And now we have our volume entities, get view, why not? So it's that, and then we have our volume entities here. Yeah. And then we do that. Why did we not put the volume component in there? I mean, I guess we can give the registry. Do we even need that? Okay, we don't need the transform anymore. And the volume component we need, okay. Maybe it's good enough to do that. What kind of handler is that anyways in here? It's a weird handler anyways, okay. And then we have another query here. Where we have this as the query. And we need the asset system, really? Oh yeah, we do. But that might be not what we would want to do anyways. It's probably not what we want to do. We need the graphics API. Oh yeah, for the well, I mean the frame context we can do different. Okay. And we have the frame context here. And the asset system. Which should be like that. Alright, so we have this forward declared, and then we forward declare that one as well. Game core. Like that. And that might actually work. Well, we need the asset thing. I do think we need this include here for this to work. But that's not all. Like that. And then in game core, we define another one. This assets, asset system. Maybe we actually, maybe we do it different. I don't know. That might actually be a thing. We basically do that, and then we implement that. Which one do you not like? Ah, the frame context. Alright, I mean, I guess we can do another one here. That one is very simple. Because it's basically the same thing. Just with return lock graphics system. Or actually it's like that, right? Because I do think, yeah, that is already a valid thing. That should work. Famous last words. Yep, okay, cool. That actually works quite nicely. Okay, that is actually pretty nice. I probably just need to clean it up a little bit more, and then that is actually exactly how I would want it. See, where is my light again? Shouldn't there be light here? Did we turn off the light system? Probably. That's probably it. Light system, right? Yeah. That's still the old one, so basically we have a query here. Where we actually need this. Where is that? Oh my god. Is it in game core? Probably, right? Yeah. That doesn't work. It really is a reserved keyword. That's so stupid. Whatever. We might as well do that. What? Why camera component? I'll actually probably be able to forward declare that. And then here ECS graph register. Lighting system. Do we need the API? No, we need the frame context. What is the problem here? Oh, well. So that's the nice thing, right? And then here we can do directional lights, system, register. And then spotlights and point lights. And that should all do the trick. Oops. And then game core here, and well, lighting register systems. Like that. That should do, hopefully, the trick. Okay. Where the hell do you not like that? Why? Shouldn't that work? But why would you fail? Oh, unless maybe... Hold on. Where is our light stuff? Lighting system here. Although that should be fine, right? Unless we need to include here. If we need to include that just so that we have those defined. Yeah. And now we hopefully have directional light again. Yeah, we do. Okay, and then we have a point light here. So see, that's the weird part. That for some reason see, that's what I'm not quite getting. Is that the light is not really there. But then if I have a radius of 1000 and like a super strong light intensity suddenly there. Yeah, that's buggy, I think. Something with my yeah, something is off. Right. But that one, okay, well, it doesn't work that much better, never mind. The range? Hold on, how do we do that? Where would that be? Or actually in the order for Onyx. The question is that a matter of culling, or is it a matter of rendering? Like the actual thing afterwards? Like this one here. So I guess what we could do is turn off the attenuation for now. Not sure if that makes a whole lot of sense. Ah, we should have shader reloading, hot reloading, right? That would be already the dream. And then probably that doesn't even reload it. Because it's in... but the static mesh one is stupid as well. How can we change that? I mean, I guess I can clear the cache of shaders. That would be another way for now. But then we have like the long loading time at the start, which is unfortunate. Okay, so I guess... Oh, well, that was actually maybe the issue. Okay, maybe not. So why is that happening? Shouldn't we have still... Okay, wait. Create... what was it? Create light clusters. Where do we have our view stuff? View constants near and far. That's fair, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Let's see. Actually, why is that suddenly there? I have no idea. Okay, render doc maybe it's the best for that. Because I'm curious. In this, I guess we have no lights then? Where would that be? Is that in light index list or light grid? Not quite sure which one of those it is. Okay, it's probably not that. Then it's probably the list. Yeah. But we have point lights here. Okay, so we definitely have it registered. We have it registered. And I do hope that we have it in our list of lights as well. Yeah. Why do we have so much padding? Is it because we need to align with the general size, or probably? But okay. Yeah, because I think all of them have to have the same size for this to work. But even then, shouldn't that work? God damn. Because I mean, we have that. And we have a light index grid list, right? Why is that counting upwards to like 63 even though we don't have that many spotlights? How does that work again? And then here we have another one that counts up. That sounds a little bit sus. Shouldn't that be... So, wait, which list did we look at? That's the light index list. And the light index list is probably that one. sounds sus. What happens if we plus light? I think that might be a problem here. Because what are we even using that for? For nothing, right? So that's a problem. Yeah, I think that is sus here. Don't think that's correct. Because that doesn't really make a lot of sense. That we have the batch index here. I don't think that makes sense. Or maybe it does. Well, okay, maybe nothing works at all. Okay, well, it's still the same. But I mean, that should have updated, right? Yeah, probably. What are we even doing here? Wait, that makes absolutely no sense at all. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense in my mind. Because is point light overlapping and then this light here? It's just an index and then here. Ah, wait, okay. Okay, makes makes a little bit more sense now. But shouldn't that be just point light index then? Oh my god. It's actually right 0 here. I don't. Let's see what that does. We only have one anyways, right? Okay, well that didn't really help. But I'm somehow thinking we're not checking all of our frustums completely. But we might need some additional stuff for that. I mean, that looks fine. Update light path. Yeah, I probably need to debug that a little bit more, but that is definitely wrong that we disappear here. Wondering if I can. I think I disabled the debug view, right? I'm not sure if I still have it though. I do. We might be able to move that actually into our lighting path here. I think that should work, right? And then let's define that up here. And then let's kill our shader. Cache. And let's see, what do we return here? Basically, we want to return that. And then let's see if that works. Okay. Well, unfortunate. What is your problem? Cannot convert return value to function return type. Set tile undeclared identifier. Alright. Set tile. Ah, we want that. Nah, not that easy to get it in there. But I mean, we don't necessarily need that, right? We'll do that for now. Then we need the color heat map thing. That should hopefully work. Yeah, see, so that makes me think that there's something wrong with our carding, right? Because for some reason, as soon as it's not within a radius, we just clip it completely. That should definitely not be the case. So it's, as I said, probably something in here that's making it weird. But we should always check that thing, right? What if we just return true here? We just pretend that it's always visible, right? That is definitely not what we want to do. But then at least we can verify if it's like the bounce check or if it's something else. Ah. Well, now it's busted us here. But what if we take out... If we take out that thing again? So now we should be able to see our mesh again. And then the question is, do we see our light? Oh, we do. But yeah, okay, the radius now is like completely busted, right? Ah, we don't have the attenuation in there as well. Which is why it's even more broken. But then it's the bounce check that fails, or what? Let's bring all of that back. And let's return true here. Oh, no, but maybe then the bounds of the cluster are wrong. That might be the other way, right? That might be then what might be wrong. We wanted that, and then in lighting, basically bring back our attenuation. Okay. That is very weird, but whatever, we deal with that later. Okay. But yeah, now it stays. So something is definitely off with the way we calculate our cluster. I would assume. That will be a pain to debug, not gonna lie. I would want to see what the light indices list says. I mean, still basically the same. What is the light indices actually? Not quite sure anymore what that is. Point light count. 36,000, really? Okay, 5,700. Well, let's do. Oh, well, there's actually 576. 576 576. Okay. That makes sense. The point light count itself doesn't make too much sense, not gonna lie. Because shouldn't that still be 1? Because we only got 1. Because scene point lights. Yeah, shouldn't we look for that point light count here? Oh, we do. Yeah, that makes sense. And now we store that here. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that ends up at 500 visible point lights. Unless if we count each, we might count each cluster as like it's probably that, right? Oh well, I think I will leave that though for tomorrow. We already have done something nice with the systems. I think one thing I would want to try with the systems is actually application. So basically we do here like one of those dependent options. Where... Can we do that? Oh, that might not be that easy to do. I wanted to wrap that. But maybe that's not that easy. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We got it working anyway with this approach as well, which is maybe not the nicest, but... I mean, actually, it's fine, right? We might actually keep it like that. I will probably move it to a custom file though. But yeah, that is pretty much how it should work probably. Because yeah, the nice thing is that we can have any argument now as a factory. I probably still want to have a custom type for the delta time, but I'm not sure where I would define that. But maybe we do it in core. I don't know. Maybe we do it here, I don't know, like in Onyx types. Not sure. Anyways, I will call it a day. We have some stuff that we need to look at tomorrow, which is the... sorry, tomorrow I can't. I have like a friend coming over in the in the evening, but we will be back on Saturday, and then we will look at the light issue, because yeah, that is annoying that we have a bug in the clustered lighting, because that definitely shouldn't be the case, that we have that we are missing lights. And it seems like it's something with the bounds. Either the bounds of the cluster are wrong, or I don't know. Maybe they are in the wrong direction, I don't know. Maybe we inverted? I don't know. It's a very weird thing to do. But let's try. I don't think that will do anything. I think that might actually break more than it helps. But maybe we have it in the wrong direction, right? But then probably it shouldn't even... Well, then it might actually... Yeah, okay, no, that doesn't really make a difference. Well, actually there is... Hmm. Nah, that is probably just coincidence. Because it should be way bigger than that. Yeah, that's not it. Alright. Anyways, thank you very much for joining. Yeah, we see each other on Saturday for some more debugging of my cluster shading, which will be fun. And maybe I have some time tomorrow to clean that up to submit it with nice systems. Because yeah, they are now pretty cool to do because they are fully dynamic. And you just give it the view that you want and you get it, and you can even have multiple queries per system if you want that, which is something we might want to support, but I'm not sure. Let's see. For now we support it. Maybe we limit it to one. Anyways, thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your evening. See you on Saturday at 2:30 is the usual time that we start. Tomorrow no stream, and yeah, have a nice rest of your evening. Bye bye. And if we don't see each other on Saturday, have a nice weekend.